should hopefully be live. I will double check before I get into the pleasantries. Give me 1 second here, guys. Hoping we are live, not seeing anything. There we go. Yes, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lago Maggiore for the season finale, as Cameron Hill's gone off in qualifying, and we are bringing this to you as a special treat, live and direct from the circuit here at Lago Maggiore. As I'm going to put the data up on the dashboard for you there, and we are currently watching Tiger Assassin. He's about to start his first qualifying lap here in Lago Maggiore, a very challenging circuit, a very nice circuit here for the drivers to tackle this evening. Fictional track, of course, as well, but I'm sure everyone will be tuning in for the battle between this man, Tyler Davison, and Mauricio Veltois, sporting an Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter inspired livery for the Cabbage crew this evening there, as he's making his way now around the latter stages of that first sector. But just so that you are aware, ladies and gentlemen, the key number for this evening's race is the number 8. If Mauricio Veltois wins the race, he requires Tyler Davison to be 8th or lower. The current championship gap between them standing at 17 points, being nothing less than a win will do here for Mauricio Veltois if he wants to take home the championship for the first time in FVR GT history. We have never had a repeat champion in FVR, and it looks like it's going that way again this evening. We had Rami Azam season 1, Ate Tingren season 2, and it was it was Jensen Taylor even last season, and this season we will be crowning a brand new world champion. It's Netherlands versus Great Britain once again in the championship finale. A bit of a bigger gap between these two than Verstappen and Hamilton had come Abu Dhabi 2021. I will not be joined by just myself tonight as well. We will be getting a co-commentator on later on in this evening's proceedings, but for now we're going to see how these drivers are tackling the tricky qualifying lap here around Lago Maggiore, a very difficult track to hook up. And we're going to see our first attempt here from your championship protagonist. Mauricio Veltois will be the first across the line. Tyler Davison actually in hot pursuit behind him as well. Coming up to the line now, it's going to be a 1 minute 56.1. Where does Davison go? Can he beat that? He does beat that by a 10th and a half there, going up into provisional pole position here on lap 3. Speaking to the drivers before the race, we're looking at maybe a 1 versus 2 stop here. Tyre wear definitely a factor around here. A lot of high-speed corners for these Group 3 cars to tackle as the lap times start flooding in. Ate Timgren now as well. He's come back for the final race of the season in that very beautiful Alfa Romeo. He finds himself in P2 as it stands so far. Only 9 cars here this evening, making Tyler Davison's job a little bit easier than it ordinarily would have been. But nonetheless, still a lot at stake here for the British driver if he wants to claim his first World Championship this evening. And just going to see how more of his lap times come in. We have Khan filling in as well, currently driving the Nissan GTR. Very nice livery as well. For him, Tiger Assassin as well in the BCR livery Lexus. Needs a podium here today if he wants to make sure his team gets catapulted in towards the top 3 at the head of the standings. We have more people joining the stream. Hello to everyone. Good evening, good evening. Still not at the business end of qualifying here just yet, but not too long to go. Only 10 minutes for qualifying that the drivers do get. And good that we can get the last race of the season live and broadcasted to you guys here at FVR. Going back up here to Tyler Davison. He's down currently on this lap. Mauricio Veltois is coming through the final sector now. As I'm trying to think of as many puns as possible I can make with that Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo inspired livery, as he's now entering the final corner. The McLaren, a lot of rear stability, should be a decent car around here. A few traction zones for the drivers to tackle as well. Mauricio Veltois across the line now, doesn't improve. Davison right behind him again, doesn't improve, but closes the gap in that final sector. Comes back to the pits actually as well. So for a fresh set of tyres here for the Englishman as he ventures back out onto the track for another run. Likely means we just gone over the halfway point of this qualifying session now, 6 minutes and 15 seconds in. So drivers, I think, gearing up now for their last runs. Tim Ate coming into the pits. He's not gone for a brand... he has gone for a brand new set of the soft tyres. No more fuel going into the Alfa Romeo, though. So drivers now entering their low fuel runs. So you kind of have the first 3 or 4 laps here in a qualifying session to just get your eye in, bring the fuel down, see where you can brake a bit later than you would with a full tank of race fuel. And then you have this last few minutes, these last 3 minutes here to really attack the circuit, really go for it, gung-ho, elbows out, and see what kind of lap time you can pull in here. Davison sliding his Peugeot through the S's section just to try and get some more heat in those tyres. Obviously, tyre heat definitely modelled in this game as well. And also, big news actually before this race commences, we did have a BOP change in the run-up to the race, I believe this morning, which has changed the performance of a few cars at mid-speed. And luckily enough, we have come to a mid-speed circuit as well, which has had some effects on the cars. So for the Lexus has been given a bit less, has been given a bit more weight actually, to, I guess, quiet down that rear end a little bit, but we'll see how that fares. But crucially for the McLaren 650S hasn't had any changes. I can see here the Peugeot has actually been given a bit less weight as well, so potentially even building upon the strengths of that car. We know how good it is on tyres already, and Polyphony choosing to give that car a little bit less weight in the BOP, and let's see how that affects things now. But crucially here, these could be our last runs in qualifying. It is a long lap here at the Lago Maggiore GP circuit. And was that a lap time there? I thought I'd no, it wasn't. So we'll ride on board here with Mauricio Veltors as he tackles the 2-minute lap here, or just under 2-minute lap at the Lago Maggiore GP circuit, trying to chase down Tyler Davison and claim pole position, which would be exactly what he needs to do to keep his championship hopes alive. Hooks up this hairpin very nicely, just skimming the curb on the inside, and now just short shoots it down into this very, very long banked corner here. You've got to get the braking exactly right. You're braking and turning all the time. The tyres are squealing and complaining. He's gone purple through sector 1 so far. Hooks up the exit nicely as well, just running over the grass there on the exit as now we come down in towards the S's section. Very high speed, very flowing, even the GT3 car, as he now flings it through the left and the right. Use all of the curb on the inside and going left again here. Absolutely flat out, full commitment here from the Flying Dutchman, as Matty has set a new personal best time. He goes P5 as you come now down the back straight, and everything gets a bit calm, a bit more serene as head into the most iconic corner on this circuit, the massively banked hairpin at the end of the back straight. Shifting down now into second gear. Does he grab first? No, he doesn't. Gets the traction sorted. That McLaren absolutely glued to the ground here as now a rise up the hill and into the final sector, through the left and over the right. You'll see him cut the grass here on the inside just to shave off some more lap time through the third sector. Now 2/10 up. That is enough to put himself on provisional pole position as it stands, but not a purple sector through there. Braking just as the curb ends, down to second gear now for the final stages of the lap. You avoid the sausage curb on the inside. Tyler Davison to the 55.9. Can Mauricio Veltors respond here in the dying stages of qualifying through the final corner now with your championship protagonist under the bridge to the line? What's it going to be for Mauricio Veltors at 1:56.1? It's not enough. It will be P3 at best for Veltors. P4 now. Khan goes onto the front row in the Nissan, and I'm not sure which other drivers are on the lap. We've got Cameron Hill now coming to the line. Evan Dalton coming to the line now. He stays in P7. Cameron Hill stays in P5. And I believe that's going to be most of the cars over the line. And it will actually be Ate Timgren. Timgren takes it at the end with a 55.6, and a major upset here as Easton goes P3 now as well. on a 1 minute 55.9. That's really shaken up the grid up here at the front. Veldhuis gets pushed down to P5. Davison pushed to P2, but still with another lap left, and he's purple. He's purple here, JD. This could be the lap from Tyler Davison. Can he reclaim pole position away from the Flying Finn? Your Season 2 world champion, Ate Timgren, will he be beaten by a potential Season 4 world champion, Tyler Davison? He's been in impervious form since the halfway stage of the season, and it's now 8 rounds later. One more race left to go. Tyler Davison through the S's. Can he improve? Is he still purple? He isn't. It's a personal best, but not enough to topple Tim at the top of the timing screens. And now through the final sector we come, braking just after the curb ends, down into second gear, stays in third gear for the traction. Actually, Davison now, interesting choice there, avoids the sausage curb on the inside, approaching the final corner. Brake as late as you dare there. The red lights flashing on the back of the Peugeot. Round the final corner, goes wide as well. Does he hit the grass on exit? It's a little bit wide. The PGR team, is it going to be pole position? No! No!
For a second.
Wow. And incredibly close there at the end of qualifying. Davison just sneaking another lap in there at the end. But it will be P2 for him. It will be P1 for Ate Timgren. But crucially here, in the fight for the championship, Richo Veldhuis will line up P5 on the grid. That's not what he needs for this race, JD. If you are here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Gonna say, but yeah. So the grid actually very close here. The top 8 all within the same second as it stands so far. And I believe, are we going to get Ducky in for the race? I don't believe so. So I think we are going to go and rock and roll with the 8 drivers we have locked in at the moment. We'll wait and see just to confirm that. But yeah, just speaking strategy here, JD, for a second. Thinking like a 1 or a 2 stop, I think, is the debate at the moment, really. If you were a driver, which one would you be leaning more towards so far?
I don't know. I think it really just depends on how aggressive you are at the start and how aggressive you are throughout the race. I mean, if I'm Tyler or if I'm Ritzia, I'm definitely working more towards that 1 stop, less time in the pit lane, less time I'll lose. But then again, lose more time on track with the extended tire wear, because you're going longer on the set of tires, depending on what set of tires you're going on.
And just waiting to see if we're going to get Matty back in. I don't believe we are, no. So we're not going to get Matty back in. So we are going to go with the 8 drivers I believe we have now. We're just waiting to confirm that. If we are, I'm sure we're going to get the countdown started fairly soon, and we'll be able to go to the 5 red lights, and then for the final time in Season 4 we're going to be going to the end of the race and to the checkered flag as well. 8 races have happened this season. Tyler Davison and Veldhuis have both been victorious across the year, and only one can be crowned champion. We will be crowning a new world champion as well.
Yep.
But who will it be?
Quickly go over the points difference. Tyler's sitting at 159 points, while Mauricio 142.
17 point gap between the two.
17 point difference, and like Zaf said earlier, is it Tyler or Mauricio that needs to finish 8th?
Tyler needs to finish 8th with Mauricio with Veldhuis winning the race. So nothing less than a win is going to do for. Oh, it didn't even let me go into the thing. Anyway, we go into turn 1. Timgren and Easton going side by side. Timgren maintains lead. Easton up into second here. Davison down to third. I'm not sure why the game didn't put me in the spectator cam straight away. But anyway, Ate Timgren leads here from Easton in second. Davison challenging them around the outside, turns to the inside for the next corner. It's going to go wheel to wheel with these two. Can Davison edge out Easton? It's going to be a drag race in towards the bank's right-hander. The Mercedes has enough grunt just to outdraw drag the Peugeot there, but Davison coming back down the inside into the hairpin. Can he make this move stick? There's a bit of contact between the two. Easton goes wide onto the grass. Veltois is through. It's Veltois versus Davison into the S's. They're side by side. Veltois on the outside. Can he make this one stick? No, he can't. Backs out of the move. Davison has it covered for now, though. But these two, this could get frosty here. These two are fighting for a championship. It's the last race of the season. All elbows out. Davison goes wide. Veltois will try and get the up and under now as they head down the back straight. Davison goes defensive. Veltois is bumping him all the way. Goes to the outside line. Davison says, absolutely not, you having the inside line there. They're still bumping and barging into their hairpin now. Oh, Davison around the outside. Veltois into the gravel. Into the he's
almost gone round.
And he's almost lost it. And Dalton now goes through, and crucially, that is Davison's teammate there going up into P3. How much of a cork in the bottle will he be for Veltois' championship aspirations? Khan and Kidwell now going side by side through the final sector. Kidwell on the inside challenging Khan. Now they make more contact as they enter one of the penultimate corners here. Khan gets pushed right onto the grass and over the sausage curb. Keeps a position. Will he have to give that back? I'm not too sure. Does give the position up though. Tiger Assassin goes up into P5. But what an explosive lap one here. Contact already between your championship rivals. You got Zach Easton going down the inside of Khan there as well. He got pushed wide at the end of sector 1. Now going down the inside and pushing Khan onto the grass for good measure. But yeah, JD, what do you make of that opening lap?
Chaos. Pure chaos. No, there's nothing else to describe what just happened between Tyler Davidson and Mauricio. I mean, that's about how I expected that to win. I mean, a little bit more flair would have been nice, but no, that's good.
I was going to say,
Tyler Davidson building up a bit of a gap to batter. He's got his teammate in between, so is his teammate going to play a bit of a defensive card?
I would expect so.
Yeah, I would expect it as well.
So are we going to see a Sergio Perez-esque performance here from Evan Dalton as he attempts now to hold up Veltois and bolster his teammates' championship campaign? Evan, I don't think, has finished on the podium so far this season, so running in a very good position for the Irishman and obviously the league owner as well here. I will double check that, but I don't believe he's finished on the podium so far this season. No, he hasn't. So this could be a big opportunity here for Dalton, actually. And interestingly, JD, I don't know if you picked
points as well.
So and the teams as well, actually. Yeah, I was going to say they definitely give PGR their first constructors title. That is certainly for sure. I'm not sure if you picked up on this earlier, JD, but actually Ate Timgren on the soft compound tyres. So already some strategic difference we're seeing here up at the front.
I'd say probably going for the 2-stop, whereas Better Big, Dalton and Tyler all going for probably the two-stop with the mediums.
Yeah, we'll have to see which way round turns out to be fast.
I gotta go.
Fair enough. Right, Veltois now looking to get past Dalton. How hard will Dalton defend this? In towards turn number 1. Does he feign to the inside, make Veltois work for it? We're going to go to the onboard now with Veltois. Just can't make a move so far. Dalton parking the car in all the right places, and this will be frustrating Veltois immensely here. He needs to clear this Peugeot quickly and get after Davison, and then get after Timgren as well, who currently leads this race by just under 3 seconds now. It's a good exit here from Veltois. Can he make a move on the Peugeot in front, in towards the next corner? He'll be in hot on the wheel tracks, hot in the slipstream. As he pop out to the inside, can't make a move just yet. Those slots in behind and stays there for now as they exit the first sector and in towards the S's. Look at the outside once again on the Peugeot, packs out of it though. There's a repeat of lap 1 there, but Veltois with a lot of work to do now in this race if he wants to try and win this championship. He gets all squirrely through the middle sector as well there, but keeps everything nice and all together in the purple Sabrina Carpenter inspired McLaren. I was looking down the grid here, seeing what else is going on. Don't believe we have any battles on track closer than this one. Hill, I'm not sure if he's had an incident there, but currently at the back and by quite a distance as it stands. Dalton and Veltois going side by side up the hill. Nothing doing there for the McLaren at this stage. Let's careful not to clip the grass on the outside there, as well as Veltoy still trying to find a way past this Peugeot, and it's giving Fernando Alonso in 2010 just desperately trying to get past the car in front, trying to get after the cars currently in the podium or top 2 positions. Veltoy's looking to the inside. Does he have a look here? No, just can't make anything happen as it stands so far. As he gets into the main straight once again, Veltoy looks to the inside, pops out there. Does he make another move? Does he make another dive into turn 1? It's a heavy braking zone, the chicane at turn 1. Does he make a move down the inside? No, going to sit there for now. Just sticks behind Evan Dalton. And again, we have seen this from Veltoy before. Tends to just sit behind and maintain his tyres, keep his composure, keep the fuel nice and managed, and then really pounce later on in the stint when the car in front is a bit more vulnerable. But I'm sure he'd be a hell of a lot happier if he got past Evan Dalton. And points to you if you realise the Olivia Rodrigo reference in that joke. So we are getting a bit of deja vu here with Veltoy as well, just maintaining his pace behind the car in front. But it must be said there is a big gap now between Davison and Dalton, currently standing at 3.7 seconds. It's 4.7 between Davison and Timgren. Don't forget though, Timgren on those softer compounder tyres will have a performance advantage, which should ebb away from the Alfa Romeo as this stint goes on. But still a long way to go here in this one, and it's definitely not over yet in terms of the championship. All it takes is one mistake, one disconnect, one disaster, and all of a sudden your future and your situation can change massively. Veltoy so needs to find a way past Dalton through this third sector now, realistically, if he wants any chance of getting on the cars in front, because here comes Che Easton in the Team Spirit Mercedes. The Mercedes very good around here, even with the BOP changes. Khan and Kidwell as well look like they're about to have a little battle there as well. As Easton, can he relegate Veltoy down another position here in this race, push him down to P5, making his life even harder. Also on the medium compounder tyres there is the Mercedes. Then into the final corner now for the 4th time. Veltoy must be feeling the pressure here. We have a look to the inside. Investition does have a look to the inside here. We're going to have a move for P3. Here comes Veltoy down the inside of Dalton and makes the move. Can he make it stick? Will protect the inside for the next corner. Dalton's trying to brave it around the outside, but Veltoy hasn't covered. Easton now gets a bit of contact on the rear right corner of the Peugeot. Veltoy's up into P3, but still a big job for him to do if he wants to take home the championship tonight. 4.7 seconds separates him and Tyler Davison, his main championship rival. A quick reminder for everyone watching that nothing less than a win will do for Veltoy today. He needs to win this race. He's currently 10.2 seconds off your now race leader at a Timgren as it stands. I'm sure Davison will be thinking Dalton's a bit of a traitor there, letting Veltoy through with not too much fight as Dalton gets all kinds of out of shape through the S. That's going to allow Easton through, or is it? They make contact at the end going onto the back straight, but keeps it clean, and I believe that should be Dalton and Davison now in a drag race into the hairpin. Who claims this one? Dalton on the inside, the Peugeot out dragging the Mercedes, and Dalton keeps P4 for now, but crucially that's lost them both about 2 seconds to Mauricio Veltoy's up in front, and that's really freed him now to try and get after the 2 cars in front of him. It will be Dalton versus Easton for P4 though. This battle isn't over as Khan's overtaking Kidwell in the background as well whilst that's been going on. Does Easton pop out to the inside? Yes, he does. He's going to go for it into the next corner, but can't make the move done. Dalton has him covered for now. So we now enter lap 6 of 27. We'll come over here to the chat, just see what's going on, who's tuned in. Hello to Nathan Marion, my usual co-commentators. Easton and Dalton now go side by side into turn 1. Another drag race. It's Mercedes versus Peugeot. He's got a terrible camera angle in turn one. Easton, though, up the inside, does complete the move, does get it done, goes up into P4 for now. Khan as well, looking interested in the back of the Peugeot. We've seen a bit of a ding-dong battle between himself and James Kittle over the past couple of laps, and now the Nissan will look to make a move on the Peugeot. Dalton, though, fighting back at Easton. There's more contact between them, though, actually, as to go down the mini straight in towards the next right-hander. Dalton protecting the inside line. Easton will have to brave this around the outside if he wants to keep P4. Dalton up the inside. They make a bit more contact. Dalton pushes him wide again, nearly up onto the curb. They're going to go side by side into the S's. Dalton's ahead. Will Easton brave this out? Will he be later on the brakes? He is going to try it, though, in the Mercedes, and he does get the move done. Will he keep it on track? Yes, he does. And great move there from Che Easton to keep that P4. Khan as well in the Nissan. We know how good that car is in a straight line. To head down the back straight now. Khan popping out to the inside. Can he make a move on Evan Dalton? It's going to be a side-by-side battle. They could go three wide here as Easton defends the middle of the circuit. Khan down the inside and does get the move done. Dalton gets shuffled back another place, but gets the up and under on the Nissan. Now they're going to go side-by-side up the hill, through the left, and Dalton has to tuck back into the slipstream there momentarily. Through the right, can he make another move? Khan not with the most stable internet connection in the world. Can Dalton make a move down the inside? Gonna have a look at the Nissan, but can't make it happen just there. Khan will be trying to get past Easton as well now as his car is jumping all over the circuit. As your top three still remain fairly spaced out up there at the front. Tim Grin's still your race leader so far, as Khan, still those internet troubles plaguing him, looks to make his way now past Che Easton for P4. We'll see how hard Easton defends this. Will he defend the inside line? No, Khan going to stick behind him, though, in the slipstream for now. As Dalton goes wide, goes onto the grass, that could give Kidwell a chance. This gets the up and under on the exit of turn 2. Can he make that move stick? We'll try for it and can't get it done at this stage in time. Yeah, these were definitely giving us some great racing action here. Hello to Topster in the chat as well. Hello JD, you have missed a little bit of action here. Veltoys managed to get past Dalton. He's now in P3. They're not making a massive impression on that gap between himself and Tyler Davison. Tim Grin's still out in the lead. Only driver in the 56s at the moment. 56.8 for him on that last lap.
Look at Atte's tire wear compared to Tyler Davison's about a day. Even though there's a compound difference, just look at how much more and how much sooner he's going to have to stop to put on fresh tires, what is Pirellis? Yeah, they're put on a fresh pair of Pirellis compared to Tyler and Batter Big.
Yeah, certainly. It begs the question, just how much longer can Tim Grin brave this out on the soft compound tyres? He will be feeling the car groaning beneath him, the tyres sliding, and it just goes to feed that vicious cycle, because the more your tyres wear, the more you slide, and the more you slide, the more you wear out your tyres. So there's a never-ending cycle there for Tim Grin as it stands at the front. Khan, though, has been dropped a bit by Easton on this lap. He's coming under increased pressure now from Dalton and from Kidwell behind him as they go through the latter stages now of the lap. Can Dalton have a go in towards turn number 1? Again, it's just hard to know where Khan's car actually is. Kidwell now rounding out the back of this little trio, and before the race saying was a bit apprehensive about this one. Obviously the BOP changes have affected that. Lexus given it a bit more weight, has been a bit more stable on the rear, but obviously you don't know the impact that's going to have on the tyre wear. Has a look there as well at Evan Dalton into turn 1, but can't make anything happen. We'll try and get now the up and under, but can't make it happen at this stage. And JD, it must be said, things not looking great for Veltoys right now as it stands. And Veltoys sitting now 12 seconds behind the race leader. Definitely not what he needs for his championship base. Just to remind everyone watching, Veltois needs a race win today. Needs that race win to confirm his championship chances. 5.4 seconds now separates himself and Tyler Davison. Tyler gaining about 4/10 on that gap in the last lap, and also Easton actually quicker than both of them on the last lap at 57.3. He's the fastest car on that medium compound of tyres. Dalton picks up a half-second penalty. Will serve that on the next lap, doesn't serve it on this lap, so that could boost Kittle up a position as Khan's actually fallen out behind both of these guys now. So Khan back down into P7. Not sure if some kind of incident has happened there between those three. They were very close together on track, so implies that some sort of incidents happened between these three now. As we now see Kidwell versus Dawson, a battle we've seen a couple times on track already this season. There's a very picturesque Italian countryside there in the background. Almost makes you forget this is a fictional circuit, doesn't it, JD?
Yeah, there's been like so many leagues that wanted to include it, but it's just they run the real circuit rules and the fictional circuit. As we see Tiger closing in on Evan. Evan's got a 0.5 going down the main straight. Is Tiger gonna pop out to the inside forward move as Evan goes? No, he doesn't. Tiger's gonna send it. Here we go, dive bomb down the inside. He's not going to make it stick just quite yet. They have the right-hander coming up. Tiger's going to try to switch back, but Evans sits it on the apex. And they come up to the next corner. No fight back from Tiger. He's too far back to do anything. And Zav, I'm horrible. Let's go.
Right, yeah, Evan placing his car beautifully there just to defend from Tiger's attack. Looking like it's aiming towards a one-stop here, I say. The tyres are holding up fairly nicely for most of the drivers here. So you're now actually getting near to half race distance, so the soft tyres as well on that Alfa Romeo, they don't look terrible. Actually, they don't look terrible. For in terms of achieving a one-stop, it looks like it could be possible here for some of the drivers if they look after those tyres just a little bit more. So I believe we'll see Tim Grennan in the next couple of laps here. I don't know if you'd agree with that.
He's just served his penalty. Tiger's going to try to go around the outside. He's going to get the move done before the corner. Yes, he is. Is Evan going to fight back? Nope. He's just going to relinquish the place and give it to Tiger. Tiger now up.
Not over yet.
Oh, it's definitely not over yet. I've just seen that. Everyone try to round the outside and is swooping right into the left. He's now got the inside going into the into the right. God, oh, slight touch. A little feisty, man.
Elbows out from Evan Dalton. Has the 5/10 penalty. Timgren is into the pits. Timgren pits after 9 laps, but Dalton there throws the elbows out with Kidwell to put himself up into 5th place after taking that half-second penalty. Timgren into the pits. Be interesting to see what tyres he goes on to. Kidwell coming back at Dalton though, down the main straight. A bit of contact there. Thought I was about to pitch the Peugeot into a pirouette and into the tyre wall. As Kidwell, we have another look into turn 1. Can't go late enough on the brakes there to make anything stick. It will be Dalton who hangs on to P4 for now. Timgren comes back out of the pits on those medium compound of tyres in 7th place, just behind the Nissan GTR of Adib Khan. Can Timgren make light work of that Nissan and build upon the advantage already built up on those soft tyres? It was stood at around 7 seconds before he came into the pits there. So it'll be interesting to see if he can maintain the gap to Veltois and to Davison behind him. Davison now pulling out further away from Veltois, and it's not looking good for him at the moment. He needs something to happen in this one to stop Davison, really.
And the Sabrina Carpenter car is probably thinking to himself, please, 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 McLaren, do something. I need you here.
that was an amazing reference. I have to say that was an amazing reference. I'm trying to think of different puns all day for this car as well.
I've been sitting on that one for a while.
Fair enough. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure that we can think of some more puns. He might be having an espresso after this race as well. We'll have to wait and see.
He's going to need one, yeah.
He's going to need one.
You might need something slightly stronger than an espresso.
Yeah, to get over all of that nonsense.
Yeah.
Love the Sabrina Carpenter puns in the chat. Maybe we can get to do like a little collab with FVR.
Yeah. We gotta think of some Olivia Rodrigo.
I've done some Olivia Rodrigo puns already, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can think of some more. We can think of some more later on, but going on now and towards lap 10 as we're discussing, trying to discuss the racing as opposed to different music artists. As Tiger Assassin now, James Goodwell, in the slipstream of Dawson, who's picked up another half-second penalty actually there.
Yeah, it's like a repeat of 3 laps ago.
Here we go, Kidwell down the inside. Doesn't go for it. Timgren in the background, can't make a move on the Nissan GTR in general as well.
Wow, that Nissan's really laggy.
Natty in the chat said, yeah, it's very, very laggy. Not looking very stable there for Khan's internet connection. Timgren has a look up the inside. Can he make something happen here? The Nissan goes wide, and Timgren here losing a lot of time behind that Nissan, has to use this tyre advantage whilst he still has it. Timgren pops out to the inside. Can he make a move? Yeah. Oh no, Khan gonna come back at him though. Up the inside, fights it back. The up and under the switchback and keeps P6.
Wow,
and this now, I was going to say, this really hindering Ate's progression up the grid really on those fresh medium tyres. Just can't get rid of that Nissan GTR just yet. And yeah, very unfortunate that the one race Natty's not here. He can't make Olivia Rodrigo references. As now Timgren down the back straight with the superior straight line speed of that Alfa Romeo will be looking to get this done now with Khan. Has the overlap later on the brakes. Can Khan fight back on the inside? No, Timgren takes the place, takes P6 now, and there's not too big of a gap between him and James Kidwell as he looks to establish himself at the front of the grid once again.
Look at the top 3 tire wear.
Let's say it's very similar between Davison and Veltois. Easton with a little bit more wear on those front compounder tyres, but crucially, of the top 3, Easton the only driver still in the 1 minute 57 as he goes wide on the exit of the final corner. But these 4 cars now, once again, it's the Dalton train with Kidwell behind, Timgren in 6th, and it's Khan, who currently sits in 7th place at the back of this group, who's going to make a move. 4 different cars, 4 different teams. I'm perhaps going to wait and see how this one gets sorted out. It's been a bit explosive already here in Lago Maggiore. We've seen cars push.
That's really tight from Ata. Oh, he almost just tried to shove it down the inside of Tiger going around the hairpin, but it just wasn't going to work. There was no room.
He's just got so much more grip. That's a problem, JD, and it's almost like a racing multi-class now with these cars around you on much worse tyres. Timgren going to look to the inside now, surely here on James Gill. Does he make a move in towards the next corner? Does pop out to the inside. He's going to go for it.
Slight defend.
Later on the brakes, can he force him out wide? Tiger's going to try and keep it around the outside, but Timgren with the superior traction gets P5. The Evan Express, that's what we're calling it now. The Evan Express as we enter the S's once again here on lap 12, rapidly approaching the halfway stage of this race. And the more laps go on here, JD, the more I'm thinking that 2-stop is the way that some of these drivers are going to, the 1-stop, sorry, is the way some of these drivers are going to go. But yeah, as Timgren now with a long, long way to go on those mediums, he wants to get to the end of this one. But don't forget, does have a lighter fuel load. The tyre wear isn't as bad when the car is light, not as much force pushing those 4 tyres into the ground as Khan looks to push his way past the Lexus of Tiger Assassin. Can he make a move into the next corner? Just sits behind him for now, can't make anything happen as of yet, as the Evan Express is rejoining, reforming once again, because Timgren now trying to get past, and Veltois pulls the trigger. Veltois into the pits. This is his bid now to get his championship back on track in the final race of the season. Timgren and Dalton going down into turn 1. We're going to stick with this. There could be a potential overtake here. Timgren looking to the inside now on Dalton. Can he make this move stick? The Evan Express is about to be overtaken by the Flying Finn. Gets the move done into turn 1 and goes up into P3, and it's back onto the podium for Ate Timgren as it stands so far. Dalton relegated a place down to P4. Veltois exits the pits on the soft compound tyre. Is this a 2-stop from Richo Veltois? It's a long way to go on a set of softs. And interestingly here, do you think we'll see Davison react to that start? would you react to that stop if it was you?
Yeah, I would probably sitting here thinking to myself, oh Lord, what am I going to do now? But I would definitely look at pitting within the next 2 to 3 laps if I was Tyler Davidson, because Battle Big might be trying to get a slight cut on Tyler. This could be, and a 0.5 for Battle Big as he goes through the S's.
Oh, that's really not what he needed for his race. Cannot afford, to be throwing away race time like that. But crucially, he's not come out too far behind Timgren. I believe the gap's a little bit smaller than it was before the pit stops. Will we see Davison come in though? Davison now coming around the penultimate corner. We'll see if he dives for the pit lane. Does he respond to the undercut attempt? The gauntlet has been thrown by Veltois. Davison round the final corner. Does he stick to left? He is coming into the pits. He is. So Davison reacts then to Veltois' pit stop. Easton, will he come in as well? We're going to wait and see if a Team Spirit car dives onto the towards pit lane. Stays out. Easton stays out. So is that a one stop? Is that a one stop attempt then? It looks like it could be.
Yeah. Unless he's just got enough confidence in the car to go 1-2 laps further.
Davison in the pits, on the pit exit now. There's Timgren, there's Davison. This is going to be very close actually. Into turn 1. Davison holds it for now, but Timgren there dropping a place from leading the race on merit now to being in P3 behind Davison. And crucially here, JD, the tyre difference has now swung the other way. Timgren on the mediums, Davison on the soft.
Yeah, as Timgren's going to suffer on the tires way off the track there onto the paint. Tyler is probably going to pull away here with virtually no tire wear as he's just come out of the pits, and I'd say he's going to fall back a bit because he's got significantly more tire wear than Tyler Davidson does. Edmund Dalton, he needs to pit. His tires are
his tires are cooked. Yeah, and Veltois is still with that half-second penalty as well. That's going to drop him a bit further behind Evan Dawson in this race. He didn't serve out on the last lap, did he? So this is hung over him from the last lap. I don't think he's picked up another one. I think because the way that the penalty gates work around here, if you pick up a penalty in the S's, you can't serve it until the next lap. So Badder Big will pull off the racing line to serve that penalty, and now will head back into hot pursuit mode as he attempts to get past Evan Dalton once again in this race. JD, can he do his teammate a bit of a service, do you think?
I think based off how the last couple laps are going, I don't think Evan's going to have much for Batter Big. Batter Big's probably going to get around him either pretty quickly or it's going to take him about a lap or 2, but I don't think Evan's going to hold him up.
Oh, we've lost Khan!
Yeah, Khan's just he's probably disconnected.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he was bouncing around a lot.
He's got a history of pieces.
I was going to say, but there we go. Dalton then and Veltois as they enter the final corner now. Veltois looks down the inside. Could that block Dalton's run into the pits if he tries to make a pit stop? No, it doesn't for now. I was going to say, yeah. But he actually stays out for another lap here. Interestingly, Veltois now up into P4 ahead of Dalton. Yeah, he had a cheeky little look there, didn't he, Evan Dalton, as we approach turn 1. Just 12 laps left to go in season 4 of FVR GT. It is Easton who leads for now, but has yet to make a pit stop. Davison chasing him down behind, and Ate Timgren as well there in P3. And if all of these cars have one more stop to make, this could get very, very spicy at the end of this one, JD. It could get very spicy.
Very dicey and a lot of argy-bargy towards the end of this race.
If you are still watching, do not go anywhere because this race could absolutely explode in the final 12 laps here. And it should be said that all of these drivers have put in a magnificent performance over the season. Davison really having a late resurgence really in the championship. I believe has won 2 of the last 3 races, I want to say, but I will double check if that's correct. Yeah, has won 2 of the last 3 races, and the only time he hasn't won was Watkins Glen, where he finished 2nd to Jensen Taylor. It has been an impervious end to the season for Tyler Davison now, and the championship would be the icing on top of a very accomplished cake so far, and he's looking to get past Che Easton and make another accomplishment here in this race. So it's a purple sector 3 as well to boot. The Peugeot on the soft tyres absolutely flying here.
If I was Tyler, I wouldn't waste the rest of my grip and my tires on trying to get around the Mercedes in front. I would just wait for him to pit because he's very close to doing so. Look at his tires.
Yeah, you would think that the Mercedes will be in sooner rather than later. Davison, though, is not going to give him an excuse not make this overtake here. Davison going to go to the inside on the way into turn one. We get a terrible camera angle to watch it from up the inside. Goes Davison, a bit of contact between himself and Easton, but gets the move done. Goes up into first place now, and once again, Tyler Davison finds himself leading a race here with a tyre advantage. He will surely just go and disappear into the distance now, and it is all on Veltois. He needs to make this tyre advantage between himself and Timgren mean something. Needs to get past Alfa Romeo and at least put Davison under some pressure here in the latter stages of this championship. Veltois, who led the championship for so long, had a little tete-a-tete with Davison in Brazil, dropped in a few positions, had another incident with Nathaniel Marriott in Suzuka, pushing him into the gravel and losing him another position there crucially in the championship race. This is his last chance now, needs to make an impression on the cars in front, needs to go forward here, JD.
He needs to go forward, and he's definitely going backwards, but the trend of this, he's not catching Ate, and I think Evan is, he's pulling away from Evan. Evan's got basically his left front all, basically. As we continue to run down the field, Tiger, he's yet to pit as well, and Cameron's just come out of the pits. He's now in the S's, but he's got pretty much, yeah, he's got fresh tires. And that's really all that's happening. The only interesting fight at the moment is between Tyler and Bader Big, even though they're spread by 7 seconds.
I think we could get an overtake here between Timgren and Easton as well. Easton really struggling on those medium compound tyres. I think still desperately trying to make that one stop work. We'll see if he pits this lap, because on the next one he will be getting a puncture on that front left for sure. Will he dive into the pits? No, stays out.
He must be
interesting.
super confident in his tires.
He's very committed to this one stop. Timgren now in the slipstream. Does he make a move into turn one? Timgren, when he moves to the inside, can't make it happen at this point.
I think he's going to pit now.
Oh, he's going to go for it.
Pit this lap. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really tight. Anyways, Captain
no spoilers,
Chubbs
Natty. No spoilers.
He's got the script. Anyways, the Mercedes driver is wow, what a send down the inside. I don't know. I think Captain Chubbs just let him through, but the Mercedes is probably going to go in this on this lap.
Surely you would think. Yeah.
I think based off what I saw with Ate, the softs can go about 9 to 10 laps. You'd be pushing it.
Yeah, I think
10,
but don't forget Easton though with the lighter fuel load now, of course, as well. Yeah. So might be able to drag an extra lap or two out of that soft tyre at the end. Davison now leads by 5.3 seconds in a position again that he's found himself in so often this season. Really, a really good driver over the year from him. Veltois in P4, looking to get past Easton as well, has closed up to the back of Timgren over the past couple of laps. 56.3 for him, 57.1 for Timgren now. Will he go to the end on those mediums, do you think, JD, or do you think those that Alfa Romeo will go up the ghost a little bit at the end?
I think the Alfa Romeo will make it.
You think he will make it on one?
I don't know. We'll see.
Because
he's
in that
fuel to go all the way.
He does. To be fair, he does. And those mediums as well.
I think he's done an inverse of what the Mercedes is trying to do. Mercedes is trying to go long and then go short. I'd say went short and now he's trying to go long.
It's an interesting theory. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out, because at the moment here, Davison would have a very big gap to close to Timgren behind. Easton stays out for another lap.
Bader Big's right on his tail.
Right on his tail.
Get dicey.
Easton very confident in his tyre saving abilities there then, as he now attempts to fend off Veltois once again as they make their way through turn 2. Can he have another attack here? Veltois needs to get this move done. Dalton gets off the medium tyres. Kidwell follows him in as well. Easton and Veltois makes the move up the inside and gets P3 and gets the position done now. So it will be a straight fight between the top 3 for the overall race win. Dalton and Kidwell now in. We'll have to wait and see what tyres they go to. So some more fuel going in for both cars, I believe. Yep. So these should be their last stops today, actually. Dawson back out onto the track. It's a soft tyre for him. Kidwell also on the soft tyre. 46 litres of fuel for both cars. And these now rounding out the back of the grid as Cameron Hill has already made his stop now. He's on the soft tyres and in P5. I'm not sure if he can get to the end of this race. Might be too short 6-lap stints for him on the soft compound. But surely Easton comes in this lap. Surely. He's taken a lot of pain on those mediums.
Yeah. I don't know. He might still just be trying to eke out that little bit more on tires. But the gap between Batter Big and Tyler Davison is growing. It's not looking good for Batter Big. I'm sure he didn't want this to happen. I'm sure this is not how he envisioned this race to go, but I think that 0.5-second penalty is costing him a lot at the moment.
Well, he has put up a valiant effort this season. It's only the last couple of races where things have sort of fallen away from him, really. In Suzuka with Marriott, and then just a subpar race, really. In Watkins Glen has dropped him now behind, solidly behind, Tyler Davison in the championship. It has been so close between these two. They're really nip and tuck at the top of the standings. And Veltois has put up a valiant effort, but it might just fall short here today. It's 9 laps left on in the season as Easton finally does come into the pits, as now we're going to see the Team Spirit crew go to work on that very beautiful Mercedes AMG GT. He'll make his way now down pit road, and we'll watch his car get serviced, actually, because there's not too much going on out on the circuit. So the pink Mercedes coming into the pits, new tyres go on, and no fuel.
Has he gone mad? Judging based off the I don't, dude, this is
no
ridiculous.
fuel.
Wow. I mean, based off what I can see on his dashboard, he's not gonna make it to the end.
And is that a mistake there? Was he a bit too eager in pressing the soft tyres, and also accidentally clicks no fuel? He's weaving to get some heat into them now. But is this a strategic mistake here from Team Spirit? It was a mammoth stint on those medium tyres, but it might have been for nothing, because I believe Easton's made a mistake there, I want to say. I'm tentatively saying that.
The fuel, he might be fine, actually. Batter Big.
But he's got one more stop to make, though, Valtois. He has one more stop to make.
Yes. What about Tyler? Tyler's also got one more stop, so this could play right into Ate's hand as well.
Really
he's only 7 seconds off Tyler and 2 seconds in front of Batter Big. He doesn't need to relinquish that place to Batter Big if he wants to stay out in front and potentially grab the race win.
And crucially, Veltois is now lapping slower than Tim Grenat in front, 57.3 compared to a 57.5, sorry, for Tim Gren. So not lapping slower, but not lapping significantly quicker even than the car in front. Only 2/10 advantage on that last lap. Veltois not really able to make that advantage matter, and he's coming into the pits. Veltois dives for the pit lane then. I'm sure he will be praying that he's in the good graces of the pit crew as they service his car. As now the car will go up onto the air jacks, the tyres get replaced, the fuel will go in, and he has put in more fuel. Easton's made a stop. He did make a mistake. He did make a mistake.
Look at Tim Gren's fuel. He's gonna be good to the end. His tires might suffer just a tad, but is Tyler going to respond now? Is he going to pit this lap, or is he going to wait one more like he did in the previous stint?
He does have a big enough buffer now that he can kind of just play this by ear a little bit. He doesn't have to respond straight away to the pit stops of those behind. Easton comes out in 7th and last as it stands for now. Only 8 laps left to go in the Season 4 of FVR here. Davison now down the back straight. Will we see him come into the pits here? It's still unclear, as they will be treating the accelerator as light as a feather to try and manage those tyres to the to the pit stop at least. Tim will be managing them to get to the end of the race. Still in the 56s though, was that Davison has also claimed the fastest lap of the race as well. But can Veltois actually make any impacts, make any inroads on the cars around him? on those new soft compound tires. 23 seconds between himself and Timberland. That's a big gap to have to try and close in 8 laps there, JD.
Yeah.
Oh, Hill's off. Hill's round.
Cameron's gone round. He's got front bumper damage as well.
He does.
The replay button, that'd be nice.
That would be great, but yeah, just caught that spin there at the end. So Tyler does respond to Valtois' pit stop.
Retains the lead.
So now it gets interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Will Timgren stay out? Can he nurse those tyres to the end? And more importantly, what kind of pace does this man, Tyler Davison, your championship elect, have? He exits the pits now, a long way ahead of Valtois. It will be Davison versus Timgren for the win. It's looking like it will be Davison, though, for the championship. 13 seconds between himself and Timgren. He's got 7 laps, including this one, left to run. Can he close that gap? Needs around 2 seconds a lap to get that gap down. If it's 11 seconds or less, he's doing enough by the end of a lap.
I don't think Batter Big's going to be able to close down the gap to Tyler Davidson. There's about 9 seconds between the two of them. At the moment, it's looking like Tyler's going to be the champion.
Yeah, it's just not gone Valtois' way really the last few races. It would be nice for him to end this season with a podium nonetheless, but it's not looking good for the Dutchman so far. It's looking very good for the Englishman, though. 12.3 seconds now between Timgren and Davison. Just a little reminder, I noticed it very soon ago even, but there needs to be 11 seconds or under really for Davison to be having any meaningful impact over Timgren's lead here.
It's close, it's at 12.
Yeah, it is. It's already gained a second and we're not even at the end of the lap yet. Timgren will be praying those tyres can get to the end of those race. We'll be saying, please, please, please get these Pirellis to the end of the race.
That's my line then.
And Timgren now around the final corner, still nursing those tyres. Let's go see who's close on track. Cameron getting into the gravel again then there. Likely we're going to see him into the pit lane soon. Easton though and Kidwell having a little battle of their own here at the back for 6th and 7th places it stands so far. Up the hill they rise again now to Kidwell on the slightly more worn soft compound of tyre. Easton making a strategic mistake, having to coming back into the pit, to put more fuel into his car. A bit of a blunder there for him. Where do you think he'd get back up to in this race, JD?
Sorry, I was reading something. What?
No worries. Where do you think Easton can get back up to in the grid at the end of the race, or back the checkered flag?
Looking at everyone else's tires, I think he's... Oh, well, okay, well, that's a free spot. Well, I think once he gets around hill, I think the top 5 is probably as good as he's going to get for Easton. I mean, he made a massive mistake in his fuel. He didn't refuel in his pit stop, and I think him and Ty are going to have maybe a pretty good battle here to the end.
It could be all aboard the Evan Express once again as Easton now closing up onto the back of the Irishman in the Peugeot. And speaking of Irishmen, Alex Dunn had a very successful debut for the McLaren team earlier today in FP1 for the Austrian Grand Prix. Very good to see some new talent getting into the fastest car on the grid and show what he can do as well. Hopefully Dawson will be looking to channel a bit of his inner Alex Dunn. I know he's been following his career from, pretty sure from go-karts actually. Evan has been following Alex Dunn's rise up through the international motorsport scene, as he's now coming under pressure from Che Easton with only 6 laps even left to go, including this one here. So it's looking like
it's probably wrong then.
Sorry, say that again?
So my prediction was probably wrong. Then he's catching at a rate
of knots, 1.5 seconds already now. The softs on the Peugeot are about half worn already. Don't forget, Dalton and Kidwell both came in first the drivers on the one stop to come in to ditch those mediums, go onto the softs. They have the oldest soft tyres on the grid as it stands. So uphill battle for these to stay ahead of Easton really, but I just want to come back up here to the front because the gap out in front now, 8.8 seconds. Davison is doing enough. He is doing enough to catch Timgren by the end of the race.
Could be a pretty good fight for P1. 8 seconds now between him and Tyler. 10 seconds between Tyler and Battle Big now. I think that's where that battle's going to rest. I don't think Battle Big can do anything to catch Tyler unless Tyler and Ate really get into it and Tyler goes off.
Yeah, and that's going to be the only thing that really brings Veltoys back into it at this stage. But crazier things have happened in motorsport, and they tend to do so. Only a few laps now between Davison and his first FVR GT title. Of course, win the Mazda MX-5 series as well, the mini championship before the main season started a couple of seasons ago. It's going to be another purple sector for him as well in his pursuit of Ate Tungren, who's just exited the banked corner. You'll be able to see Davison in the background there. There you go, the back of the shot, the blue and red Peugeot chasing down the white and red Alfa Romeo. Easton, meanwhile, chasing down the other Peugeot of Evan Dalton through the S's once again. As we're going to go through the left and up the right and down the back straight here. 5/10 separates these two. Will Dalton go defensive? Have to wait and see. Easton with a major tyre advantage so far in the end of this race, and just can't make the move happen here, JD, as it stands.
No, he can't, no. There's a lot of cars that don't fit this track, and I don't think the Lexus is one of those. Tiger.
Well, he goes for the move, though, has a pop out. Doesn't go for it on the brakes, though. Has to stick behind for now. Playing a patient game here. Easton knows that Dalton's tyres are aging. They are complaining under the weight of the Peugeot. Can he make a move here into the final corner? Nope, too far back. Could have a go into turn one. Turn one, a preferred overtaking opportunity here at Lago Maggiore. Dalton goes wide, kicks up some of the dust there on the outside. He's now best opportunity he's had to get past the Peugeot. It's pink versus green into turn one. Can Easton get the move done late on the brakes? Gets the move done, siphons off the apex and keeps his car ahead of the Peugeot. Can Dalton
stick his nose in there?
He is. They're going to go side by side through turn three. Easton on the inside. Can he get the move done? Make it stick? Yes, he can.
Fight down. Oh, he's going to stick behind Easton here. And I think Easton's got that move sealed off unless Evan can come back into this turn. Easton taking the inside line. He's going to make Evan go around the outside. Can Evan do it? No, he can't. He's going to go for the switchback. Evan cannot complete the switchback. Easton,
yeah, just doesn't have the tyres, it looks like. Come back up into the front because JD, the gap is 4.8 seconds, and Davison on the last lap was nearly 3 seconds quicker than Ate Tungren, 2.5 seconds quicker than Ate Tungren on the last lap. The gap is being destroyed right now. Davison wants this win, wants to end his season on the biggest high possible and try and get past the car in front.
Yep. A win would definitely seal off his title run as we come to the line with now 2 laps to go on the lap counter. Can Tyler reel in Ate Tungren here?
This is the big fight. This is the big fight now up at the front. The big debate between these two for the final win of the FVR season. It's been such a great season. We've had some great races, some good battles, some incidents as well. It's been filled with drama. It's been filled with excitement, and there's not too long left to go now. Just 3 more tours of Lago Maggiore circuit to decide who comes out on top here in Italy and who comes out on top in terms of the championship. We started in Croatia, we will end in Italy. Who will it be on the top step? Oh, Tiger! Is this a fastest lap attempt here from Mr. Kidwell? We'll see. Oh, he actually, look at his front tyres actually there, JD. I think the tyres just gave up the ghost.
Wow. Yeah.
Those are absolutely shredded on the Lexus, so just not having enough there on the tyre wear to make it to the end. Kidwell enter the pits now in 7th place, pitted a little bit too early, yep. Will now find himself over a minute behind the cars of the next car.
2 seconds now, the gap between Ate and Tyler going into the hairpin.
It's giving shades of Verstappen and Hamilton in France 2021.
End like that.
I also hope it doesn't end like that.
Let's hope it doesn't end like Silverstone 2021, Verstappen and Hamilton.
Oh, it's a few corners around here where that could happen. We could get some late drama here in Lago Maggiore in the FVR GT Championship. Davison is doing enough here to win out the title over Mauricio Veltois as it stands so far. Just getting wide there.
Slight mistake.
Little mistake there, but nothing too serious. It's 2.5 seconds now. The gap between the two is Timgren just extracting the last little bit of pace he has in the tires of that Alfa Romeo. It's 57.9. It's a 56.0, 1.9 seconds in the advantage of Davison here. 2 laps to go in Lago Maggiore. Do not go anywhere. This could end with some fireworks here. It's going to be close between Davison and Timgren at the end of the race. Just going back here now through the first.
It's now 1.8 seconds the gap between Tyler and Ate Timgren.
I was going to say, it's getting closer, getting ever closer.
It's getting feisty.
Every traction zone for Ate has to be perfect. Every turning, every braking has to be perfect.
You can see on board with Tyler, you can see Ate struggling to put the power down in those severely worn medium tires on board the Alfa Romeo.
These two give us a really good races, and strategic difference is paying off on the circuit as well. The soft tires giving Davison all the grip he needs. His fuel light has just come on. Could that be a concern? Going on to the last lap of the race, they have completely ditched Mauricio Veltois. He's now 14 seconds behind Davison. It's 1.5 laps now between Davison and his 4th win of the season. His first GT title looks like it's coming regardless. Through the left and the right now. The Alfa Romeo gets ever closer in the windshield of the Peugeot. Through the final sector they come now. Over to the left-hand side, braking just after the curb ends. Sticking it in 3rd gear. Will Davison have a run into turn 1? There's only so many chances he has to try and get past the Alfa Romeo, and you best believe that Timgren is going to make this hard for him. He is no stranger to a battle. Goes wide though, really wide, defends the inside. He's already looking to break the slipstream onto the final lap here of the race, final lap of the season, and it's going to be a blockbuster end. Davison versus Timgren, your championship elect versus your season 2 world champion. Will this be a changing of the guard? Davison looking to the inside, can't make it happen here. Through the next corner and looking again to the outside line on the soft compound tires. Timgren defends. Can Davison get the switch back? Timgren will go defensive. He goes off the track. Will he defend the inside? Davison will be looking to go for this move. Can he make it happen? Does he pop out to the inside? Timgren defends at the last possible moment. Davison goes wide. Davison onto the grass. Can't make it happen though. They're going to go side by side into the S's. Davison with the traction has the run. Timgren has the inside line, has track position, defends it spectacularly there. Does the flying fin. Davison has to suck in once again, and now here we go into the hairpin. This is a major passing opportunity. Davison round the outside. Can he get the inside? Yes, he can. He claims it. Timgren on the left-hand side. Davison on the right. It's a drag race. It's Alfa Romeo versus Peugeot on Alfa Romeo home territory. Timgren on the outside. He's later on the brakes. Davison is later on the brakes. They make contact. Davison goes through and takes the lead. Can Timgren fight back? It doesn't look like it. And Davison, once again, he's had to fight for this one, but takes the lead of the race. And just like in the championship, he hasn't looked back. We doubted him at the beginning of the season. We didn't think the Peugeot was the greatest pick in the world. He has silenced the critics this season. Davison leads once again, taking the win away from Ate Timgren on the last lap, taking the championship away from Mauricio Veltois at the halfway stint. Tyler Davison rounds the final corner now to become your season 4 champion of the world. He weaves the inside of the track to celebrate with the team, crosses a line to win the race. Davison is your season 4 FVR GT world champion, and he will be drinking that one in. That was a fantastic drive at the end of the race there. Fantastic drive all season. 3 wins from the last 4 races. Talk about a late charge to the finish. It will be Veltois in P3, and he has put up a valiant effort this season. He deserves all of the accolades he's been able to get it, but has just come up short. This time in the championship, it was Great Britain versus Netherlands, and this time it came home to old Blighty. Davison is your season 4 world champion. Easton will be 4th. Cameron Hill rounds off a decent season for him and the Cabbage Crew with a final top 5 finish. It'll be Evan Dalton chasing him all the way to the line in P6, and James Kidwell will finish P7, rounding out your finishing drivers here for the Lago Maggiore GP. And what a race that was, JD.
Yeah, definitely the most exciting race I've had to commentate in a long time.
Great drive from Ty Davison. He is your season 4 champion. And yeah, what a drive that was. Great job from him all season. I know it's been a great job from Natty as well, who I know he's putting a lot of work organising everything, and the excitement isn't over yet because we will be back as soon as possible for season 5 of FVR GT. I'm going to leave the victory screen on the stream here just to underline how much of a good race that has been, and a good championship campaign it's been from Tyler Davison. 4 different championship winners from 4 seasons of FVR. Could you be the next champion? Why not join up and find out next year for season 5? And JD, any final comments on the race?
No, clean slate.
Clean slate.
Tyler's just put on the champion's livery. I can see it.
Actually, maybe we can get some donuts there as well. Maybe you're going to get some donuts. As yes, we've got the golden standard for Tyler Davison there. The gold livery comes out on the Peugeot. Your season 4 champion. Burn it down, Davison. Burn it down, son. You've earned it. What a drive from him. What a season here at FBR. I've enjoyed commentating on it greatly. It's great to have you with me in the booth as well, JD. And yeah, fantastic driving from these guys all season. We've had some great battles, and it's always nice to see all of the drivers enjoying in the spoils at the end of the year. And yeah, what a championship it's been as well. And I think we're going to get the official post-season donuts. Yes, we are. So we'll stay live for this as well, to be fair. It's been a long old stream. I'm going to get to see some donuts as well here, hopefully. Well, there, yeah, I'm going to say. And interesting there between the 1 and the 2 stop. In the end there, JD, not that much difference between the 2 strategies. Just less than...
Yeah, I was expecting a much bigger difference between the 2 strategies, but they were actually rather close.
Yeah, just at the end there, I think just under 2 seconds between Timgren and Davison at the end. Those 2 really pushed each other for that one as well, and yeah, pushes her to the end, and that's exactly what we want to see, really, more than anything else. It's been a fantastic season here in FBR, and can't wait to do it all again next season. We'll have some new teams, some new faces next year, or next season, sorry, as well, not next year. But yeah, it's been a fantastic season, to be honest, for GT. Yeah, I'm sure Valtois will spend the off-season licking his wounds, making sure he comes back better for season 5 of FVR. But yeah, really things sort of falling away from him after the midpoint of the season. It was looking so good. It was really consistent over the course of the season. Hadn't finished off the podium for the first, I believe, like 5 or 6 races must have been for Valtois. But again, we were talking about it before, just Watkins Glen and Timgren slams to the front of Davison as yeah, really is at Watkins Glen, and then again at Suzuka, just kind of undid Valtois' championship bid there, really, more than anything else, as he gets to indulge in some donuts as well. Hill in the grass as well, and it's been a good season for him as well. Cameron Hill claimed the podium as well. He'll be happy to get that one on the books as well for himself and for the Cabbage Crew. We're not too sure what the teammate situation is saying for next season. There's potential for drivers to move around here a lot as well, so I'm sure the teams will be having different contract talks. Nevertheless, PGR is also worth saying, your season 4 constructors champions. So Dawson will be taking home a much deserved Constructors Trophy back to his own trophy cabinet here as a league owner, so it's nice to see that for him as well. But yeah, mega title fight between the two, and as drivers finish their donuts, we're going to keep the camera on Tyler Davison. Once again, the Season 4 champion. Great drive from him all year. And I have no further notes to add from this season. So from me, from JD, from everyone here at FVR, thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in for this race and indeed over the season. And yeah, that's going to be it then for Season 4. Make sure to join us though for Season 5. Big things are in the works. And yeah, thank you again to everyone who's tuned in.